Start. Ayo. Hold it in the hand.
You can hear?
Hello all. Can you guys hear?
Just message if you're able to hear.
Hello. Just message if you guys are able to hear us.
Yes.
Okay, good. Hello all. We are Sathish and Sowmay, and we've been building this business from last 1 year. And today our topic is rally. Basically, for new people, rally is just telling how the journey was so far, and a little bit about our personal life as well. To start with mine, I was born and brought up in a middle class family. My father, he was a lecturer of the college, and my mother was a housewife. And we had everything, whatever, with the decent lifestyle, I would say. I was not like, I can't say that, yeah, whatever I asked, my father used to give me. So at that time only, he taught us what is patience is all about. It's not like instant gratification and all. So I couldn't realize that time, but yeah, looking back, we can connect the dots. And so yeah, I have a younger brother, and yes, we studied well, and all that went well. And yeah, when I finished my college, yeah, as everybody talks about, it's a life like, so we go on and we pursue our dreams. Started did my engineering, and then when I was in fifth semester, I would say that time we were constructing our house, and some accident happened with my father, and then so within few weeks he expired. And that time our life actually came upside down, I would say. So till that time he was doing everything. He did not allow us to take care of anything, and there was no responsibility as such. Even my mother was not involved in anything. And we were zero knowledge about how to manage finances, nothing knowledge we were having that time. And it was fifth semester, I remember, and we were totally blank and what to do. We were not clear, and the house was under construction. And he had given a lot of monies to relatives, but you know that after that nobody comes. We were also not knowing whom all he has given money. But because whenever my mother used to ask, he was like a person. I would say he's my hero, because he was always helping people. He would always go out, and he would compromise on his comfort, but you will make sure that, because he has a lot of sisters, so you would actually he wants to help them. So even my mother, most of the time, I remember one or two times she was like cribbing about my father, that yeah, you are not buying all the jewelries what I need and all. But he was telling always, we don't have any girl child in my house. Why should we need gold? Because, and that way used to help. And I was not understanding that time, but yeah, if you see, that was his nature basically. And he is very disciplined guy. Whatever I learned, discipline or ethics, so it's from him only. And when I lost my hero, and then yeah, definitely there was a lot of responsibility. Being elder, there was responsibility, and we had to finish the house, and I was still doing my graduation. And my brother was also, he was studying, and then we had to manage our finance. Fortunately, he had made some LICs and all. With that, we could complete the house. But yeah, I was again shortage of money to do my post graduation. And somehow so I had to figure out the way, because there are a lot of colleges which demand a lot of lakhs, and there were colleges which are government aided, which was asking very less fees. So I had to study hard, and then I put my 3 months or 4 months of study. I worked really hard that time, and I could get second rank, and with that I was able to get the seat which I wanted with very reasonable cost college price. And then I finished my master degree, and I got my first job in Pune. And that's what I was feeling, that yeah, I accomplished something in my life, something big. And then over the period you realize that things are not in our control. What we wanted to achieve, it's not possible through doing a job. And started realizing that it's not that what I want to pursue for lifelong, for sure. I wanted to take control of my life. And then I came to Bangalore, and that is the time. I think yeah, I was, because most of my friends in Pune got married, and I was kind of alone in Pune. Then I also started pressurizing my mother that I would also want to get married and get busy. And then that's when I met Soumya, and it's kind of it's our marriage is arranged marriage, but it was love at first sight, I would say, because she was the only girl I saw, and I did not see anybody. So we married, and yeah, maybe she can share her story.
Well, I come from a middle class family. Father was a businessman, and I'm the only child for my parents, and a kid who was born after many years of their marriage. So yes, from the father really pampered, from the mother who was extremely strict. So as such, because it was a established business and a lifestyle was very smooth, and because it's a girl child, yes, no responsibilities on your head. I peacefully, our only condition was I was not supposed to leave my dad and go anywhere. So no relatives' house, no fun, no going out to any place. Whomever I wanted to meet or any family or anybody that I want to spend with, everybody has to come to my house, and I was never allowed to go to anyone's house. I'm like, okay, why am I locked up in this place and I have to live here alone? Because I always wanted to stay and go and spend time with my cousins and everything. But yeah, that's how I lived, and that had that desire of saying, okay, wanting to as early as possible get out of this place. Saying, okay, and when I grew up and I started studying, my only agenda was I should go out and work. I should not stay in my hometown. So that was the only agenda. When I finished my graduation and then I did my MBA, I took up biotech. Then I realized, okay, I don't like this after taking it up. But no choice, I had to finish it. Then I said, okay, let me finish this. Then I'm like, he tells me do MTech, and I very well know that he wouldn't know what is in biotech, right? And I'm very clear I don't want to study any further of it. And then I managed to, because it's a small city, I managed to go get a seat for myself, convincing the principal of the MBA college. So, and then I come back and tell my dad, you just give me this money, I will manage to study. And how much am I asking? I'm asking him some 2.5 lakhs, saying this is the course fees. You just go pay, I will take care of the rest. And he has no option because I've spoken to the principal and done everything. He just has to go pay the fees. He's like, okay, no choice now. I'll have to do it. He goes ahead and does it. I finished my MBA exam. The next day, I've managed to get a job that's through a campus placement, and for a very minimal price. I didn't know the value for money, right? Whenever, whatever little, very strict, but whatever I ever asked was given to me. So I didn't know like I should make that much money, this much money. Only agenda is go out of this place and work. Came for a very minimalistic kind of a job profile, but yeah, as a HR, the next day exams over today, the next day I'm in Bangalore, and I didn't have that experience of job hunting, so didn't know what it takes or what it means. Got into the job, but somebody who wanted to work, so I worked extremely hard. Only after 1 year, I realized I slogged like anything for a peanut that was given to me, and I was like, okay, what does this have done? And then a friend of mine changes her job, and I don't want to be alone in that company, so I quit that company. Again, no seriousness, saying, okay, my friend is in this company, let me go join that place. And I get a job also, I go join the new company. And that's when I met him, got married. We had I think we met in 2010 and we got married in 2011. So we had one solid year of gap that we got to spend with each other. But yes, he's in Pune and I'm in Bangalore. That's the gap also along with it. And my father, not at all in a hurry to get me married, and he's in an extreme hurry saying, when are we getting married? So that's how we got married, and yes, from there life started. Happiest was, yes, parents are feeling bad that I am outside, I have no problem. I'm like, okay, I have got a chance to stay out, let me enjoy. So that's the phase. And I think, yeah, I later on realized how difficult it must have been for them to stay away from me, whereas I was all excited and having a good time. Because later on, when I had that homesick after getting married, when you have to compromise, no, saying you only can go here that much, that's when I realized, okay, I want to go to my house also. So, and then I start, and one night I think had 2 3 years of good time where it's only both of us and we've been working and concentrating. Only criteria I told my father was I will not be marrying a businessman. That was the only thing I had told him, and he should not stay in Davangere. Reason being, I never got to spend that time with my father because he was self-employed, very busy, hardly any time. If I have to meet him, I should be awake at night, midnight, and meet him and spend that time. So I was very clear in my mind, okay, it has to be somebody who has a job and not for sure not a business. So that's a mindset I was in. And that's why I was like very impressed when his family had no business background. I'm like, good, this is the right family to get into. And we get in and we start working, and I think I enjoyed my job also, no complaints there, though it was hectic. And one fine day, yeah, I happened to lose my father all over a sudden. It was like he had a cardiac arrest. I was planning to go home that day, and that morning I get a call saying all this has happened. Well, while all that happened, there was a business that was back at home which nobody knew, and nor neither my mom nor I, any of us have any clue, nor does he have any clue. My father never entertained him. He was just treated like a guest at our house. Yeah, you come, you eat, you slept. Yeah, oh, you're going, okay, go. Business never taught to any of us, and it's a huge business because it's a transportation business. Lot of politics, lot of dependencies, and we don't know what to do. And it was not a normal business because I think to get back and tell now, it was a business which had no finances documented anywhere, and a huge business, so we are not getting a track of anything. It took me about a year's time to settle it down. Yes, that's when the tough time begins because everybody puts all the blame back on you, saying it's your business, you have to, and you are the person who has to give everybody money, and it's not in lakhs, it's in crores. So you will, without having a background, it was, yes, a difficult task. That's when I was even more clear, saying never ever again I am going to touch a business in my life, because a lesson learned, no need, whatever you're doing good, earn your money, spend your day. So that was a mindset with which I was moving on, because it's taken a couple of years to go back and settle my father's business for me, where both of us had extreme tough times. And that's when I learned responsibility, what is ownership, or what's value of each and everything. And while we were in that process and settling down is when Satish saw the business, and he comes home and tells me, okay, we're planning to do this. I'm like, okay. And but I only knew that he had that thought in his mind saying he wants to do something. He was interested to do what my father was also doing, but he was never entertained. So he's like, okay, I told him, I said, you're not going to get a chance, don't get involved, stay away. And even when I was closing it, I said, yeah, be a back support, you don't have to get into it, it's fine, it's my headache, let me deal with it. But yeah, being a guy, he was there throughout, thick and thin. I think that's when we learned to understand each other, and our relationship improved in that period because we really needed to back up each other. And then he sees this business, and I was like, I was an open-minded person. I said, okay, and no investments. So I said, okay, you can do, you can start. I'd only told him, yeah, I will support you. Don't expect anything beyond that. Don't disturb my routine. You want to do anything, you can do, but I'll just be there, being supporting to you. And that's when he starts his business.
Thanks, Anish, for showing the business. I think he approached me at the right time because I told other place meeting also I was approached back. But yeah, only when you ask, you'll be given. When you seek, you will receive. Right. So that's how it works. So when you're asking for something, obviously your brain will be open and you'll understand. I mean, you'll get in all the information what is required. Right. So that's when Anish pitched me for the business, and I was open enough. I understood because I don't think it is only for Robert Kiyosaki I'm in the business. I should actually pay my credits to them because I read his book Rich Dad Poor Dad few years back, and it blew my mind actually. 15 days I was not getting sleep, to be frank. So I was like, after entering this corporate world is kind of a sin. That's the feeling I had. And when I saw the opportunity, I felt I was overexcited, and we both of us we got in, and. See, I mean, when she was saying, right, so life has its own things to happen. It's totally unpredictable. And I was looking for a business opportunity. I think one of the reason why I said yes to her, maybe because her father was a businessman. I wanted to build a business of my own. But yeah, that industry was something which I also did not like, to be frank. But yeah, because it's more of yes quadrant, and you have to slog like anything. And then it doesn't make difference here also in job. We have to slog here also. And I was looking for this kind of opportunity where something great asset can be built. So when I read and understood that concept in the book, and then I said yes to it. And so yeah, the journey, it's been 1 year now, and we have seen all ups and downs. It's not like the smooth sail, and it never supposed to be. Also, entrepreneurship journey has to go on up and down, because if I tell on the diamond stage I sponsored 6 people, with those 6 people I went diamond. Nobody will get inspired with that story, right? I mean, when we heard to Ranbir and Priscilla, it's a kind of story which, I mean, whoever listens, I don't. I mean, all of them will get sponsored in the business, right? So that's the kind of story they have. I mean, everybody's stories will be different. Everybody's struggles will be different. For us also, we will have to pay our own price. That's for sure, and we are ready for it. And we sponsored close to 6 people. I sponsored, and she became active. I would say maybe last 5 6 months. She's active, fully active in the business. Before that, yeah, she was like the supportive mode, I would say. So but yeah, what I saw was, I mean, when you tell if you see a movie, the movie should have action, we should have some comedy, romance and all that, right? So then only we like. So in my story also, I launched few jokers in the beginning, I lost them. So but the journey was awesome, because the 1 year what I was, and 1 year after that what I am now, there is a total transformation in me, basically, because this, the best part of about this business is it brings out the best in any person, right? So it could be related to people skills, it could be related to communication skills, handling rejections, people skills, so many things, right? Intangible things also, like the relationship she was talking about. So many things to learn, and we just can't measure this business with only money. And that's only possible when we look back. I mean, if you look at front, you may not be able to connect the dots, but when you look back, you will see what all you learned, what all the intangible things we learned in this business, right? So that's what actually keeps me motivated. We are sure, yeah, I mean, without pain there is no gain, without failure there is no success, and for sure without struggles there is no victory also, right? So we have to struggle. There is no there is no way we can escape out of it, and we are ready for it. And because end of the day, see, we signed up for this business with a dream, and to achieve that, no matter what, we are ready to do it. And the other day I was struggling to write, this dream sheet was given to write in our first new year thing night, and then I was struggling to write. She was asking, what is your materialistic dream, materialistic? That place was blank for so much time. I mean, I wrote all the things, but day first 3 days 4 days back, I got a vision, because this is more of giving people. So I wrote a vision that I will give a vision to people who are blind to see the world. So that's my vision for doing the business, for sure. I will help as many blind people as possible to see this beautiful world. So one of the materialistic dream is of mine is that. Obviously, yeah, I have to build big business, then only it is possible. See, everybody is, it's that only till we do it, everybody says that it's impossible. Before the sunrise, there will always be dark, right? So we are ready to face the challenges, and question what we need to ask is, yeah, is it difficult? It's not then that question, is it really worth it? So is it, why part is clear, then definitely we'll make it happen.
Yeah. How is it building the business for about 1.5 years now? I think initially I got in, I understood what is core. I said 300 PV. I think, okay, 300 PV. I so consistently did 300 PV for that 1 year. I ensured only I did 300 PV every month, because I said that's the criteria. Let me do that. If I do that much, my work is done. And then, okay, what I really loved about it, why I kept hanging around, was the association, the people around. That was what caught me, and that was what holded me. And I was like really impressed. I said, okay, there's such a nice crowd. People, because my experiences with people in the past, because of my father's business was very bad. So I could never trust or believe in people, have that blind faith in somebody and go and achieve something through them. But when I saw this, I felt it's a very fair place, a very place with a lot of genuinity. So that's how I kept coming. And when I kept was part of it back at home, I think our parents, our in-laws, who really won't be able to relate because they don't know what we're doing. They're like, okay, you're already having a job, you have a fair good life, this is enough, right? Why do you want to do beyond? Or they've all and as my mom lives with me, yes, yeah, I did take a lot of effort for me to convince. It was not a very easy sail through, because I had my daughter whom I had to leave back with her. I'm already asking her to take care of her because I'm working. Then over the weekends, when she thinks, okay, it can be taken care, they will take care of their daughter, I'm again leaving her with her. And my daughter being a little on the naughtier side, it's not very easy to deal with her. So my mother would get fed up, and then there was this frustration building in her. So with that, I started thinking, okay, do I have to really do this? Because for me, it's all about 300 PV, right? That much is done, then over. So I'm like, do I have to really do this, or is it worth the effort? because what he's looking at it versus what I'm looking at it is entirely different. Though we are going to the same place, the same association, meeting the same people, but that mindset shift what you need, right? A lot of times I'm like, okay, you do it, I will take care of the rest of the things. And then again, when I come back to the association, I'm like, no, I also want to do it. And it took some time, I think a couple of months. I think that's when our parents also realized that, okay, we are extremely serious. Because it takes some time for them also understand how seriously we're building it. And after they realized it, okay, irrespective of what comes their way, they're not going to look back. And I think I'll have to get adapted to it. So when that thought came in is when I think she also started supporting me. She started helping me connecting. I think they're the best people to get some volume leads, because she was, but the only best part was she was extremely high on Neutralite. She's one person who's seen the best results, and she was extremely high on. So her conviction for products was good. So she wouldn't complain, saying, I won't take or nothing. She's like, huh, the moment it gets over, please get me my supplements. That was there. But the time being spent was not so okay. But yes, that shift moves on and we got better. We were able to, but a lot of background work, I think that's where Satish, Lavanya, Priya, Manoj Priya, Sharathema, everybody came in and helped us on how to fix a lot of things back at home. I think that's what we need to learn from our coaches and mentors, because that's where I realized that, okay, it's important to discuss and go back. So when we did that, we were able to fix. I think now I'm very clear. I think we done a dreams activity in girls meet. That was a very most difficult task because I was not able to relate. I took a day's time to think of one dream that I can stick in the dream book. From there, now when the dream sheet was given, I could just fill it. So that's the shift that I've had, that I can be think through of what I need, what I want, and how I want to build this business. And now I'm sure there's no looking back for me, because I'm very clear in my mind of why I'm doing it and how I would want to do it. Thanks.